You are listening to the Power Hour because you got the power couple here too, Deneen and Tom Borelli. But we're also talking about energy, the lifeblood of our economy. And I am so pleased to have our next guest join us today, Representative Bill Johnson. He's from Ohio's 3rd District. That's in the east side of Ohio, bordering Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Representative Johnson was he was first elected to the House of Representatives in 2010. And I really wanted to interview him because coal is such an important part of his district's economy. And I just wanted to get his views on President Obama's war on coal. So welcome to the show, Representative Johnson.
Thank you so much, Deneen, and welcome to you too, Tom. Good to be with you folks today.
Thank you. And I also want to thank you for your many, many years of service for our country. Representative Johnson entered the U.S. Air Force in 1973 and retired as a lieutenant colonel after a distinguished military career of more than 26 years. So thank you so much for that.
Well, you're most welcome. I'm humbled, and I loved every minute of it, and there are many days that I still miss it.
Representative Johnson, again, thanks for joining us. And you were in the military. Now you're in another fight, and that is the fight for our energy resource here in the United States. And I just want to get your reaction to last week. Those of us who follow energy know President Obama's had a war on fossil fuels and generally, but he really has had a war against coal. And then almost out of the blue, he announced he has this climate change speech last week. I just want to get your reaction to this speech, but specifically, what does this mean to Ohio and the constituents in Ohio with President Obama's war on coal, with his new climate rules that he's going to make the EPA ram down our throats?
Well, the people here along the Ohio River in the 6th District that I serve, they're very, very concerned about the president's policies around climate control, because what this means is we've got 6 coal-fired power plants here, and these new extended clean air regulations that he plans to pass without any input or oversight by the voice of the people, the Congress, they're going to levy additional standards on the coal industry above and beyond what are already there. And one of two things is going to happen. Those companies are either going to have to spend hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, to comply with a mandate that technologically it's very, very questionable that they could ever meet, or they're going to have to shut down. And this is going to mean thousands of jobs, not only for those that are working in the coal industry in production and in utilization of coal, but also for the jobs here along the Ohio River that are dependent upon reliable, affordable energy. It is wrong-headed thinking for America, I can tell you that.
No, you're right. It is wrong-headed. It's also heartbreaking because Tom and I, we've traveled to Ohio numerous times.
And in your district.
Yes. And we have met these hardworking coal miners. We've met their families. We have met some of them who are unemployed. They don't know where they're going to go, what they're going to do. And it's outrageous. It's also heartbreaking to see how this administration, President Obama on down, and the elites, how they have this war, this disdain for a cheap, reliable resource that provides jobs, good energy. People should be able to heat and cool their homes as they see fit. And with the job situation, with unemployment as high as it is, and to have this administration, President Obama, launch such an initiative, such a drive, and again, a disdain for this energy industry is just absolutely outrageous.
Well, it is outrageous, and I can tell you that, you know, I have met with coal miners. I've been down in the mines with them, watching the work that they do, and I can tell you, all you got to do is look into the face of these miners and see the concern that they have that their livelihood is being taken away. You know, House Republicans have a true all-of-the-above energy plan. The president talks about it, but his energy plan is really only above. He wants only those energy sources above the ground. He doesn't like fossil fuels, whether it's coal or oil and natural gas, either one. And we'll be launching a major campaign in the very near future, in the coming days, on YouTube, to let people know that that the House Republican plan is one that includes coal and oil and natural gas and nuclear, and even embracing alternative energy sources that, while they can't meet our heavy lifting energy needs today, there's a place for them in the profile. But these have got to be market-driven decisions, and we've got to get the president to understand that his one-size-fits-all, his way or the highway approach to our energy, that's not what's right for America.
No, absolutely not. I mean, President Obama is just sitting back in the White House picking winners and losers and not allowing the free market to do what it normally does. But it just made me want to correct one of the things you said. President Obama does like fossil fuels only if they come from Brazil or maybe now Africa. So it seems like, the people of Ohio, the good Buckeyes, you guys get left out in this mix. Now, one of the things that obviously this is like an end run around the representatives, an end round around Congress. What can we do really as citizens to stop the madness of the EPA? Because that's going to be the regulatory agency that's going to do most of the damage. What can we do as citizens? And then as representatives, isn't it about time that we just start shutting off the money supply to the EPA? Because
we have certainly tried to do that, Tom, and I agree with you. The voice of the American people needs to become louder, and it needs to become more focused. Energy independence and security needs to become a dining room table conversation, because when Americans can keep more of their hard-earned money in their pocket rather than paying it out at the gas pumps or to fuel, to heat and cool their home, and even to buy consumer goods that prices are going to go up on in order to cover the skyrocketing energy costs. You're taking money out of the American people's pockets that they could be using to fund a college education for their kids or to start a business. I mean, it just has such a devastating effect on our economy all the way around. And we've got to get this administration to understand that. From a member perspective, from the representative perspective, we're going to continue our oversight and investigative role to bring to light the flawed nature of these rulemaking processes, how they're not oftentimes based on sound science. As you know, Tom and Deneen, we have put together and passed multiple pieces of legislation that would stop the EPA, only to fall on deaf ears over in the Senate. And we're going to have to keep doing this and keep the pressure on the administration so that they're going to back off, because they're going to have to back off. Otherwise, they're going to grind America's economy to a dead standstill.
No, we do have to hold their feet to the fire, and no pun intended here. Folks, this is the Power Hour. Deneen and Tom Borelli filling in for Sean Hannity. We're talking to Representative Bill Johnson from Ohio. His website is billjohnson.house.gov. And you're also on Twitter, right, Representative? @Rep.
That's right. That's right, Deneen. Yeah, I encourage you and everyone listening to follow me on Twitter or Facebook. I am @Rep. Bill Johnson on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll have major updates this summer on our move toward a real Energy Vision 2020 that shows how we can become energy independent and secure over the next 8 years.
Well, I look forward to seeing that. Now, do you do your own tweets? Just wondering.
Do I do my own what? I'm sorry.
Your tweets?
Oh, I do a lot of them, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
I was happy to see the one come in from you last night that you were going to be on today.
Oh, yeah. We're excited about this. Anytime we get to send our message out nationally, I believe we have a very strong, conservative, fiscally responsible message about what makes America great, and I really appreciate you folks giving us the opportunity to put it out there.
Absolutely.
And Representative Johnson, now Ohio, I think it's about 80% of its electricity from coal. So as these coal plants, and there's a whole group that has already been, number have been closed, and I think, maybe over 200 nationwide, and I forget the number that's estimated closed in Ohio. Do you have any idea on how that's going to impact electricity prices in Ohio? And then how, if that does happen, how are we going to get manufacturing jobs done in Ohio and created?
Yeah, you bring up a very good point, Tom. It's going to cause our energy prices to skyrocket. You can't take 6 coal-fired power plants off the power grid and not have something readily available to replace it with, and not see an impact. And when you consider that for a manufacturing company, that energy costs are a large portion, in many cases the largest portion of operational cost outside of the manpower that they pay, you're talking about a significant burden to businesses. So not only is it going to potentially shut down existing manufacturers and the jobs that go with it, but it's going to cause other manufacturing companies to avoid coming into this region because of the lack of affordable, available energy.
It's really unthinkable, and I do hope people will wake up and listen, pay attention to what's going on. It's not only just a war on energy, but it's a war on hardworking Americans. Because when you look at the fact that unemployment is through the roof and more people are relying on government assistance for their everyday wants and needs, the last thing our country needs are higher energy prices.
That's exactly right, Deneen. And let me give you a little statistic. Here along the Ohio River, I have 18 counties in my district. 14 of those 18 counties are in Ohio's top one-third, approximately one-third of the highest unemployed counties in the state. We have 88 total counties, and my 14 are in the top one-third of the highest unemployed counties. Now, we're creating jobs in Ohio, and you've probably seen the report that Ohio is the #1 job-creating state in the nation. That's around oil and gas on private lands with private sector market-driven innovation. If the president and his allies would get out of the way, we could see that same opportunity all across my region, all across my district, and literally all across America. And I am hoping that we can get the president to understand the flaws in his policies. They're just the wrong thing for America.
Well, absolutely. I think we're really looking forward to your communications effort there with the House Republicans, and we'll do everything we can to, carry that message. And Deneen and I would love to come out back to Ohio to speak to any of your constituents, and especially some of the union representatives, because they're really being misled by the union leaders. Patriot Coal went bankrupt, and Van Jones, the green job czar, gets arrested, blaming the company rather than Obama. I mean, this is just outrageous, and we'd love to come out there and connect to any of your constituents.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll bring you out anytime you want to come. That would be great.
During football season would be great.
Hey, wait, I'm a Spartan. I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh, it'll work.
I don't know how that'll fly here in Buckeye Country. I don't know.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Representative Johnson. We really, really appreciate you coming on the show. Folks, you're listening to the Power Hour on the Sean Hannity Radio Show. Your guests filling in today, Deneen Borelli and Tom Borelli.